Hello, my name is Jason Musselman. I'm a faculty here at Chung Dalton School, and I'd love to tell you about the World Experience trip to Cambodia. Uh, I've gone a number of trips like this. It's a great experience for students. I'm very passionate about taking students on trips like this to help making a difference in other people's lives, when in reality, you're really making a big difference in your own life by going on something like this. This trip is organized by myself and with the help of Rustic Pathways, an organization that does experience trips all over the world, doing very, very specific things like what we're going to be doing. But are very reputable and very, very safe. Like I said, in an experience, we will be traveling to Phnom Penh, where we'll stay the night before heading north into the countryside, where we'll do our work. We'll be learning about the deep and rich history from all the way back to the Khmer people into today and the more recent history of the Khmer Rouge. And I think that it's really important as a history teacher myself to understand what really connects us all on a human level. And I think a trip like this will really, really help your student to understand uh, the connections we have to one another in the international realm. We'll be having a lot of different food. We'll be, learning about the culture, and all of that. I think is just an incredible way to learn about a different part of the world. Uh, but the main purpose will be to make a difference in the life of others. We'll be working with Rustic Pathways at an orphanage. We'll be training students in English and other vocational training so that students and children can make a living to climb out of poverty. So by handing out our services, the end game is for them to help themselves. So if students are having trouble or feel that their English needs a little work, there's no better way to learn English than to practice English, than to teach English. And so doing something like this will greatly influence their ability to speak the language of English. Um, so your student might also discover the importance of English. Having traveled to Cambodia myself this past summer, English is spoken all around the world. It is a language that no matter what your first language is, that people seem to fall back on. So as an individual in Siem Reap, I got along fine because most people speak enough English so that we can communicate. So the importance of English is there. Uh, Not only that, but students will receive credit. What I would really love to talk to you about is my own personal experience with doing trips like this. Um, in 2001, 14 years ago, here's a great picture of me in my old freshman high school self, and I'm dating myself a little bit here. But in 2001, my mother, she won a lottery for me to come along with her on a service trip to Rio Chiquito, Honduras. Very rural, very poor Honduras. And I went along. The day of the trip, I was kicking and screaming. I did not want to go on this trip. I would have given anything to stay for my February break, to be with my friends, and just have my own break, my time away from school. I would have given anything at that moment. But she forced me, she pulled me on that plane, and we went down there. And I was building houses and working on a playground for rural, impoverished children. And right away, um, I can tell you that that decision to and eventually go on that trip has really shaped me and who I am today. Taught me the importance of the education that I have, that most people around the world do not have an opportunity to have. It shaped my yearning to really help others, and one of the reasons, major reasons, I determined to be a education person myself. But these trips can be very transformative from your own personal standpoint, from a group standpoint. They can really change who you are. And I would wish this for everybody. I wish it for your students, and I would wish this for you, to have an opportunity to go out and to experience the world in this way and give back. Um, I have, since that trip, gone on to all of about 10 trips around the world doing a variety of things, but by choice, I've dedicated my time um, to other people. And it really has enriched my relationships with friends, family, and I have people I really truly care about all around the world. And really, it led me here. And I can honestly tell you, there's nowhere else that I would rather be than working with your students. Um, it really is a pleasure, and it's one of the things that I gained from that trip. If my mother had not gotten me on that trip, I would not be here today. I would not be trying to give as much as I can give to the people around me. It really did shape me. Um, but I've taken other students on trips like this. In 2014, I went on a trip to Navajo Nation, and we built a community center for the individuals there who live in utter poverty. It was built out of some trailer homes. Also, here is a picture in 2013 after hurricane came through Kentucky. I traveled with a group of high school students and we built porches for individuals. Great way for students to bond with one another, to use the skills that they learn in high school to build things that are physically very, very important for this impoverished individual. Uh, I know from personal experience, I've watched these students go on these trips, and then on the last day of some of these trips, they sit around and they talk about the positive things that they've seen in each other. I cannot overemphasize how incredible of a community building opportunity this is for these students. Every single person in that room had something to say about everyone. It was incredibly uplifting. So if you're worried about your student not creating a community, here's the opportunity. They will have a shared experience that will bond them together. They'll have gone through something that most people from home won't understand. Um, and it will change them for the better, I hope. Then again, I can't tell you 100% that your son or daughter will change. The opportunity for transformation is there. And I really, really hope that they take this opportunity. So, in sum, we'll be there for 6 days. Students will make a difference in the lives of others. That is first and foremost. Second, we'll be able to explore another culture, which is the utter purpose of these experience tours. Lasting friendships. We're building community here. I still am in contact with the people from 2001 that I went on that trip with. And every subsequent trip, I still have strong connections with them. Students will also receive community service hours, as you know, Mr. Harrison can correct me, but I believe they need 60 hours of community service in order to graduate. This can get them well on their way, and it will be fun. I was not an A student. I was not an A student in high school, but then I went on this trip, and it showed me the importance of education. I went back to school and I worked twice as hard. I went on to college. I went on and got my master's. This trip taught me that my educational opportunities were something that not everybody gave. I could not take them for granted any longer. I hope that you encourage your son or daughter to come on this trip, to take this opportunity, to see the world, and to see the opportunities that are in front of them, and to not take them for granted. And I don't want to say this will all be about other people. This will be a great, great deal of fun. We're going to learn a lot. We're going to have a great time. And I really, really would love to have your son or daughter come on this trip. So I want to thank you for taking your time to take a look at this presentation. Please contact me if you have any questions or concerns. My name again is Jason Musselman. My email is jmusselman@daltonschool.kr. Thank you very much for your time and have a great evening.